Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Karbach Brewing. These guys are down in Texas. This is their Nigel number 16 Barleywine style ale aged in oak barrels. And this is part of their Fun series. The 2017 edition. It's got it written on the label here. Don't know when in 17 that it was done. I don't see any other kind of information on there other than saying barrel aged, small batch, limited edition. And I think I did the number 15 that Brandon sent me, and Brandon sent me this one also. This is a big 22-ounce bomber, and enough to share, which I intend to do on this one. So let's get on with this one, see what we got here. Karbach was bought out not long ago, and I don't support breweries that have been bought out by the big guys. But if somebody wants to send me something from these breweries that have been bought out, I will review it. But if it was available here, I would probably not buy it. But I'm going to reserve that bias on the beer. And if it's a good beer, I'm going to tell you that it's a great beer. I don't hold any bias on that as far as reviewing the beers, guys. So it's a big beer, great beer. Beer Advocate has it at 10%, and Untapped has it at 10.5. I don't think it's written on the bottle here anywhere. I do not see it written on here. I wish it was, because we get discrepancies a lot of times between Beer Advocate and Untapped on what the ABV is on the beer. So I wish they would put that on the label somewhere so we would know. And I understand. And this is number 16. They're not going to do number 16 again, so I don't understand why they don't do it. The next one they would do, if they're going to do it in this series, would be number 17. So I don't understand why they don't put that information on there. I like to see the ABV, and the vintage is fine. 2017, that tells me right there. But put the vintage on it, which it has, 2017. We don't know, and this is August. So whether it was done in January, March, June, July, we don't know when in 17 it was put in the bottle. So another reason why I'd like to see a month. January of 2017, March of 2017, June or July of 2017. So we know exactly we're drinking a beer that's 1 month old, it's 6 months old, it's a year old, whatever. But the ABV would help, especially since we have discrepancies from one beer review site to the other of what the ABV is. And they're not going to do this again. So put it on the damn label. Why? Put the ABV, the IBUs, and the vintage on there. The month would help, but for this style of beer, the year is this beer is going to keep for a long time. So 2017 is enough. For me, I would like to know whether it was done in January, March, April, June, or July, somewhere. I would just want to know. I'm drinking a beer that's 6 months old. I'm drinking a beer that's 3 months old. I'm drinking a beer that's 1 month old. So just me. It's just me, though, guys. So this is 10% plus, whatever it is, 10% or 10.5. That's not on the label. So Brandon C. down in Texas, thanks a bunch, my brother. I do appreciate your spending your hard-earned money buying these beers and sending them to me. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it, brother. Let's get on with this. The only commercial description I have, like on Untapped, it says English style barley wine aged in oak barrels. It doesn't say bourbon here, but on the label here, it does say on the side here, barrel aged small batch. It doesn't say bourbon on here either. So, it is what it is. Don't know what we're going to get here. If it's oak barrels, we're going to get some woodiness, maybe have some vanilla or something in there. If it's bourbon, we're going to get the bourbon. So, let's see what we get. 45 IBUs according to Untapped at 10.5%. I don't think Beer Advocate has a IBUs listed, but they got it listed at 10%. So, not sure what we're drinking here, guys. It's not on the label. So, it's at least 10% more than likely. And it could be at 10.6% according to Untapped. 10.5% according to Untapped. So, it's either 10 or 10.5. So, not much difference there. It's a big beer. It's a big boy's beer. So, let's get on with this. As far as, I don't know if I've done this or not. Let me look over here. American Barleywine. Yeah, that's time. Let's jump in. Let's do it. Let's get the cap off this thing. Nice big hiss. A little bit of smoke out of the bottle. Into the glass we go. It's not very dark. It says here cheeses a sharp blue cheddar. Your pungent cheeses, stronger cheeses, Gorgonzola Limburger, and it says dessert digestive. Glass for the pint, Becker-Nike tumbler snifter. I got my favorite snifter today, guys. It says here can be sold for a long period of time. There's no coffee added to it or anything, so this beer should sell. Another reason to have more information on it. About a half a finger of head on that is a rich red mahogany color. Looks very good. Looks like a barley wine. Nice color. Well, to the nose we go. Very nice sweetness. Smells very much like a barley wine. Very strong sweetness on the back end. Molasses, malt. There may be even some dark fruit in there. Not getting a lot on the nose as it's cold right out of the fridge. It smells very good though. It smells awesome as a matter of fact. Let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Cheers Brandon. On the taste, nice malt backbone to it. Nice sweetness like a barley wine should have. Maybe a hint of some caramel toffee or even molasses. A little bit of oakiness in there, woodiness. Not getting a lot of vanilla. Tastes like a very nice barley wine, guys. Yeah, very nice. Well, let's right out of the fridge. Let's sip on it, let it warm up to room temperature, like I always do, and see what we end up with when I come back. But this is a big 22-ounce bomber. I'm going to pour her a glass, and we're going to sip on this for a while. Maybe fire up a stogie to go with this, and sip on it for 30 minutes or so, and we'll come back and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Been sipping on about 45 minutes or so. Very tasty beer, guys. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Now that it's warmed up, very nice barley wine. I mean, I will tell you that right off the bat. It's an exceptionally tasty barley wine. Now it's aged in oak barrels and not bourbon barrels. So I'm not getting any bourbon. But there's a nice woodiness to it. Not much vanilla. Black molasses. Caramel, toffee. And maybe a slight hint of some dark fruit. Raisins. Or plums. Very nice. Very well done beer. Very enjoyable. A great final beer of the evening, which it is for me. I enjoyed this. This is nice. Brandon, thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. This is a very, very tasty beer. Even though Karbach has been bought out by a bigger conglomerate. It's still very, very tasty. Evidently they're letting the brewers do their own thing, and just like when AB InBev bought out Goose Island, they're still letting the brewers do their Bourbon County series there in Chicago. Some of the other beers have been moved to New York, and they're kind of lame in my opinion. They're very transitional beers, but the Bourbon County series, the Stout, and the Barleywine are still very tasty, guys. Very nice. Final chug. Other than just having the 2017 edition on it, it doesn't tell us when in 2017 it was done. And being a big beer, a barley wine beer, oak aged, it's not super critical. It's just me, my OCD. I want to know whether it was put in the bottle in January, March, April, June, July. Tell me when it was put in the bottle. You doesn't have to give us a day. Tell us the month and the year. That would help. And they have room to do that. It's got 2017 written in red here. They could just as easy put 03, 04, 07, 2017. That would help, and that would help. So, to me, guys, it's an A beer, A minus from me. I'm gonna give this a 92. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate has only had like 7 or 8 guys post on this beer. Evidently, it's fairly new. That tells me it's later in the year. But they only got 2 more before they can start posting. And looking at the reviews from these guys, 3.9, 4.39, 2.89, 3.75, 4.54, 4.18, 4.6, 4.9. Excellent numbers from those guys over there. And jumping over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.03, which is their A minus scale also. That's where I'm putting it, A minus for me. A little bit more information would help. I know a lot of people don't see it that way, but I do. It's a very tasty beer. A little more information and it was available here, I would buy it. But with just what they're putting on there now and not putting the ABV on the beer and telling us a little bit more information. We'd like to see the month and the year and the ABV, and IBUs would help. Even though Untapped has it at 45, we can find that out. Tell me what was put in the bottle in June or May or January. That would let me know in case I want to do a vertical of a 15 and a 16. It's just me, guys. It's not super critical on this style of beer. I just want to see it. Just me. Just my dumb ass. I just want to see when it was put in the bottle. Tell me what month and the year. They're doing a year, so basically that's probably good enough. So, if you've had this one from Karbach Brewing, this is their Fun Series, number 16, Nigel, and which is an English barley wine. Very tasty beer, guys. I enjoyed it. Thanks again, Brandon. Guys, till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.